You've been told that spirituality is light, peace, and transcendence, that it's the cure for suffering, the path to higher consciousness, the key to freedom. But here's the truth no one wants to face. Spirituality has a shadow that hides in plain sight, woven into the very practices that promise liberation. And if you don't see it, if you don't name it, you risk being consumed by it. Today, we're going to walk straight into that shadow, not to glorify it, not to fear it, but to understand it. Because only when you face the dark side of spirituality can you truly embody its light. Spirituality begins with longing, a longing for meaning, for healing, for something greater than the grind of daily life. But longing makes us vulnerable. When you're desperate for answers, you'll believe almost anything that promises relief. And that's where the shadow enters. Gurus, movements, entire industries thrive on this hunger. They package transcendence into retreats, courses, and rituals, selling enlightenment like a product. And slowly, spirituality stops being a path to truth and becomes a performance. Think about it. How often do you see spirituality used as a badge of superiority? The subtle competition of who meditates longer, who vibrates higher, who eats cleaner. Instead of dissolving the ego, spirituality often inflates it. The very thing it claims to destroy, pride, judgment, separation, gets reborn in a new disguise. Suddenly, you're not just a person, you're more conscious than others. And in that moment, spirituality stops being freedom and becomes a prison of comparison. But the shadow doesn't stop there. Spirituality can be weaponized. Leaders twist sacred ideas into tools of control. Surrender becomes obedience. Detach from the material world becomes give me your money. Trust the universe becomes don't question me. And because it's wrapped in the language of love and light, you don't even realize you're being manipulated until it's too late. And then there's the shadow within ourselves, spiritual bypassing. Using spiritual ideas to avoid facing real wounds. Instead of dealing with anger, we say, everything happens for a reason. Instead of confronting trauma, we say, just let it go. Instead of setting boundaries, we say, I'm sending love and light. It sounds beautiful, but it's poison disguised as medicine. Because healing doesn't come from escaping pain, it comes from walking through it. And when spirituality becomes an escape hatch, it keeps us stuck in cycles of denial. Here's the paradox. The more you chase light, the bigger your shadow grows. The more you try to transcend your humanity, the more you risk losing it. You become so obsessed with higher realms, past lives, cosmic energies, that you forget to live this life right here, right now. You forget to pay attention to the people in front of you, the responsibilities you carry, the body you inhabit. You become so spiritual that you stop being human. And maybe the darkest truth of all is this. Spirituality can become an addiction. Just like drugs, it gives you highs, moments of bliss, visions, feelings of oneness. And just like drugs, those highs fade. So you chase the next retreat, the next ceremony, the next teacher, hoping to feel that rush again. And in the process, you lose yourself. You're no longer seeking truth, you're seeking a fix. And the irony is the more you chase it, the further you drift from the very peace you were searching for. But let's think deeper. The shadow isn't just external, it's internal. The ego doesn't die when you meditate, it rebrands. Instead of I'm better than you, it becomes I'm more conscious than you. Instead of I want control, it becomes I'm holding space. Instead of I crave attention, it becomes I'm sharing my truth. The words are softer, but the hunger is the same. The ego doesn't mind if you sit cross-legged as long as you're still orbiting yourself. And here's the most dangerous part. Spirituality can become a shield against accountability. I'm guided. I feel called. It resonates. These phrases can be beautiful, but they can also close the door to feedback. Because once you declare divine endorsement, who can challenge you? If anyone questions you, they're not aligned. If someone is hurt by you, they're mirroring. If you're uncomfortable, it's low vibration. Sanctified language can anesthetize humility. And humility is the only soil where truth takes root. So what's the way through? It's not to reject spirituality, it's to ground it. To measure it not by how mystical your language sounds, by the simplest proofs of life. Do you tell the truth faster? Do you repair sooner? Do you keep fewer secrets? Do you need less validation to act well? Do you love people without requiring them to audition for your compassion? Do you make hard choices without hiding behind fate? If these answers trend upward, your inner work is real. If they don't, you're curating an identity, not living a path. The paradox that dissolves 1,000 traps is this: spirituality is not a ladder out of humanity, it is a descent into it. Not transcendence as escape, but intimacy as liberation. The more fully you inhabit your ordinary life, the more sacred it becomes. Wash the dish as if your ancestors are watching. Answer the message you've been avoiding. Apologize without the paragraph. Keep the tiny promise. The holy doesn't arrive because you dressed it beautifully. It appears because you met reality without flinching. And yes, there will be moments of light so pure you weep. Keep them. Let them soften you. But don't mortgage your integrity to chase them. Let wonder teach you tenderness, not dependence. Let mystery remind you to bow, not to hide. Let awe open your ribs, then close them gently and go handle the human things that make life sturdier for the people around you. If your practice doesn't increase your reliability, it's not practice, it's theater. So where does this leave you? Not disenchanted, but sober. Sober enough to reject manipulative warmth. Sober enough to turn down glittering certainty. Sober enough to recognize when your soul language is doing your avoidance homework. Sober enough to root your days in the small acts that test who you are when no one is looking. If you can do that, spirituality stops being a costume and becomes a weight you can actually carry. A weight that strengthens instead of inflates. You wanted light. Keep wanting it. But know this: the honest path passes through shadow, through humility, through sacrifice, through the small, unfashionable choices that never trend and always transform. This is how you become the kind of person who doesn't need to announce wisdom, because people feel safer when you enter the room. The dark side of spirituality isn't a scandal to gossip about, it's a mirror to study until you stop lying. And when you stop lying, the light you were chasing finds you doing dishes, making amends, answering truth, living human. And stays.